Hey there, Esther Seitz here with some important announcements. Have you heard that Texas All-State, All-Region Orchestra audition procedure is changing this year? Yes, and now there will be much more connection between All-State and All-Region audition materials, especially in etudes. And we're going to go into much more detail about this later in this video. But first, a very important announcement about my channel. This year, due to COVID-19 and all other changes that have been happening, I am very fortunate to have my daughter Esther with me this summer, and she agreed to collaborate with me on my summer projects for YouTube. Therefore, I decided that the channel name needs to reflect that. And now, instead of it being just Esther Seitz YouTube channel, it's going to be
Seitz String Pros
YouTube channel. And here's Esther. She's going to introduce herself and tell you about herself a little bit.
Hi everyone, it's so nice to be here. Thank you so much for having me. And I'm really happy to collaborate with my mom. I just graduated from Manhattan School of Music in New York City with my master's in classical cello. And I was supposed to be at the National Repertory Orchestra Festival this summer, preparing for auditions and other opportunities. But of course, because of COVID, that's not happening, which, stinks, but it's for the better, of course. We want everybody safe and healthy. But now I'm happy that I can be home spending time with family and also...
And practice a lot.
Yeah, practicing a lot and also playing video games a lot, oops. But, and just being able to be at home and work on these online projects that I haven't really had the time to do before, so it's really exciting.
It's really great for me and a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So, what are some of the projects? Well, as you remember, last year I launched my very first 100% online virtual Texas All-State Bootcamp, which was for violin only. Well, this year, get ready. We are doing our second season with not just one, not two, but drum roll, 3 Texas All-State Bootcamps. And this is why. Number one, of course, we're still having our violin bootcamp, and you already guessed, we'll have a cello bootcamp.
Yep.
But the third one, again, thanks to COVID-19 and all the time that now I have spent, I finally got the time to practice viola as I've always wanted to. So this year, we're going to also host Viola Texas All-State Camp. So what are we including in those materials for the camp?
All right, you put out the chocolate and it was tempting me, so.
Yeah, that's okay. So I can start. So actually the camp, well, finish your chocolate.
Okay, I'm ready.
Oh, okay, go.
Okay, so the program consists of 4 weeks of instruction in an online format. So you don't have to go anywhere. You can stay at home. You can keep doing your quarantine. And it's all going to be on the Band app. And the Band app is like an interactive social media kind of platform, but it's exclusive to one group of people. So it's not Facebook or Instagram or anything like that. It's similar to like a Facebook group, but it's set apart from those platforms. So the app is highly interactive, so you're able to interact with each other very easily and interact with us very easily, whether you prefer to do that privately through like direct messages or emails, or if you'd rather do that publicly, like through comments or things like that. And there will be detailed instruction on Texas All-State etudes, as well as daily videos, challenges, exercises, and chances to interact with the community in the app, as well as weekly live Zoom sessions, which is new. And this is something that was not done last year. And these weekly live Zoom sessions will answer questions and go over etudes in real time. And the enrollment begins on June 1st, and the program launches on June 15th. So we encourage you to adhere to that deadline and be there for the launch, because then you get the most bang for your buck out of all the live services. But even if you do sign up late, the materials will be available all the way up until all region and all state auditions. So you can sign up at any time and you can still access the live resources. You can still comment, you can still interact or send us questions. But if you go with the program, if you start right on the 15th, then you can fully take advantage of each of those lives and be there live and in person while it's happening, and it's just a better experience overall.
And I want to interject something. One of the reasons I chose band platform is actually for parents. Your parents are going to really like it because it's much more secure than any other. For example, on Facebook, there can be a lot of political things going on. Sometimes you log in and you just can't help to see it, or other things. The band app functions. This particular Texas All-State Band Camp that I conduct, I create a secret community, which means no one can even see it unless they're invited personally by me. So that is, I, as a parent myself, knowing how, there's so many things and unexpected things that can happen in social media. This is great. Also, the Zoom aspect is going to be great. If you've ever participated in my UTRGV, all-state, all-region clinics, remember that? That's how it's going to be. I already thought of a very effective way of implementing it through the Zoom. And again, every week, starting with 15th for 4 weeks, we will be doing one of those clinics a week. So even if you don't join on the first week, but you join on the second week, you can watch the saved one, but then you can live participate in 3 and so forth. So every week you will have a chance to participate for 4 weeks.
Yes, awesome. So speaking of that, and speaking of all the awesome things that this program is going to entail, I just wanted to talk a little bit about the fees. And the fee is actually $60 for this.
The whole program.
Not
a week,
program.
not a lesson, whole program.
It's for 4 weeks of instruction, $60, which is an incredible deal considering all the materials that you have access to. And we really wanted to make this accessible to people. So it's something that we're passionate about and we want to help you. So we wanted to make it at a price that we felt was like an incredible deal. If I was a student in your shoes, I would totally go for it. It's great. Plus, you won't only be able to get all of the materials and things, but you will be a member of the app community, as my mom mentioned, the secret group. So otherwise you would not be able to see it, but with the fee and when you pay to actually enroll in the course, you get to be a member of the community, and it'll be open again all the way until all region auditions and all state auditions, which is great because you can go back and go over things as much as you want. You can go back and review things that maybe you didn't feel like you quite understood, and we will also be available to answer your questions through till the auditions, which of course once the summer's over and things get a little more busy, it won't be quite as interactive, which is again why we recommend doing it during the 4 weeks. But we will do our best to still make it a positive and interactive experience for you, even if you have to end up doing it much later or if you have questions later down the line.
And before I go over the all-state, all-region procedures change, I wanted to interject something. If you're not from Texas and maybe you're not interested in getting ready for Texas all-state or all-region auditions, I just want to specify the etudes that we'll be centering on for violin are Rode and Kreutzer. You have Campagnoli and Kreutzer for viola. You have Duport and Popper. So this is the kind of material you can just use for your summer practice, structured practice, without ever having to audition. It will be such a huge benefit for a very fraction, a very small cost.
Not to mention, if you are getting ready for undergraduate college auditions, you will almost always, I can guarantee you, be asked to play a Popper etude. And you usually can pick which one. So if you get this one learned really well now and then you have auditions later, even in a couple years, you can go in and totally nail that audition if you're thinking of going that route, if you want to do professional study.
So with that being said, thanks, Esty. What is the deal with the change of the all-state, all-region procedures? Well, technically, all-state procedure is the same, but there's more connection of the all-state and all-region materials. As you remember before, as soon as the all-state etudes were posted, which is usually at the very beginning of May, in Texas, every region will have the meeting of the orchestra directors where they would pick the cuts for their specific regions. So those are the cuts that would be used for all region auditions, right? And then sometime in the beginning of August, the All-State will announce the same etude, cuts from the same etudes, but those will be for those students who decide to audition for All-State, right? And usually, as you remember, the All-State cuts, as a pedagogue, also as a teacher, I remember they tend to be much more extensive, bigger, and they include sometimes harder parts of the etudes. Mm-hmm. So this year, what is happening, the TMEA decided that the all-region cuts are not going to come out until the all-state cuts come out. And now the orchestra directors who will be picking in August the cuts for all-region auditions will have to stick within the all-state etude cuts, which means that they will have to see which cuts are chosen for all-state auditions. Then they will go into those all-state etude cuts and pick. Then they will only have freedom to pick maybe smaller cuts, but they will still be within the all-state, which poses a couple of problems. Number one, as I said, it is probably it might be a little bit harder than otherwise the all-region cuts would have been. It could be, because all-state cuts tend to be pretty hard, and it's more extensive material. Mm-hmm. And finally, you can only access that material in August, which mm-hmm. is very, very close to the regular times of all-region auditions. So therefore, the best choice to prepare for your all-region audition and to be successful is to start now and learn the etudes in their entirety, which is great. I'm sure every teacher is happy, because I'm very happy about the fact I always made all of my private students, high schoolers, to learn all of the etudes in their entirety instead of just learning the cuts, because it gives you so much more benefit for your mm-hmm. technique. You will just feel so much more progress, but it's very difficult to do on your own, especially now that you didn't even have time to get over those in school because you were stuck at home. So therefore, going with that all-region all-state change in the audition material, I think this is why we really want to launch the 3 camps instead of 1 to help you out as much as we can. And this is why we are not raising our price, even though, as everybody else, our financial situation, we're all, suffering from this. Some are more, some are less. So this is why I hope not only you enroll, but you also get all your friends to enroll in this camp, so that we can keep it low cost as much as we can.
Yes, absolutely. So a little bit more about the enrollment process. If you're thinking, yes, this is for me, this is what I need. I mean, I did all region. I did 1 year of high school and a few years of middle school in the Valley in Edinburgh. And
which school were you?
I went to Edinburgh High School and also South Middle School.
Okay.
Shout out to Ms. Cardenas, the best orchestra director ever at
South
Middle School. If
yes,
you're watching this,
we love you, Ms. Cardenas.
We love you. So we had I did all region and stuff there, and I did all state when we actually lived in Kansas for the 3 years after my freshman year. And I can say personally that if I had had some sort of resource like this to help me structure my learning, I think, it would have been an easier and less stressful process for me. So if you're kind of like me and you feel like this is something that could benefit you, you should definitely check back on this video on June 1st. Starting June 1st, we will have a link in the description box below with a link to the enrollment. So you'll be able to click that and enroll in the program. And we'll probably use like PayPal or something. Mm-hmm. We'll figure that out. The details.
Oh yeah, we have it all set up. It'll automatically route you to the place where you will get.
So it'll be secure, and you don't have to worry about like mailing checks or something. You can do it online.
Parents are always welcome to watch along with you.
Yes.
Always welcome.
Yes, and the upcoming videos that we're going to be putting out will have links as well. So anything after June 1st, we'll have the link in the description. And also, we are going to be doing a live on June 5th, a YouTube live. We might be streaming on other programs or other platforms, as well, but stay tuned for that. We're not sure yet.
But
for sure, YouTube.
Sure. Yeah.
So tune into our live on June 5th. That's a Friday, I think. Mm-hmm. And tune in if you have questions about
June 5th at 4 p.m.
Yes, 4 p.m. So we're going to have, if you have any questions about the all-state procedures, or about anything else that we've talked about the boot camp, or if you have any information that you think might be useful to us about any of the other processes, because we're all going through this together. So if you think you have any useful information, that's great for us to know too. So yeah.
And last but not least, we are giving away 3 bootcamp memberships for those of you, and one for each instrument. 1 free violin bootcamp, 1 free viola, and 1 free cello bootcamp. Now, the details will be specified in our upcoming videos. So in the following week, right? Following week. Yeah. Is it this week or following week? Yeah, in the following week. We will be.
Time is not a thing right now.
It's
really
a someday somewhere.
We're in a vortex.
Yeah. So in the following week, we'll be releasing 3 of our all-state etude videos. 1 for violin, 1 for viola, and 1 for cello. And each one will contain fast performance and a practice slow version of it, as I did in the past. And so in those videos, make sure to watch them, because in the description of those videos, you will read the actual the details on how to win that bootcamp membership. And to make sure you don't miss that, if you haven't subscribed yet, please go ahead and subscribe. Click that red button, and don't forget to click the notification bell. Yes. And to those who have been subscribed, I can't believe we already have over 500 subscribers. Thank you so much for your support. I know I read your comments. I love your comments. By the way, if you have any comments, any questions, post them under this video. We'll be happy to answer. Now that there are 2 of us answering, we might get back to you even sooner than before.
4 thumbs instead of 2.
Yes.
Extra thumbs.
Yes. And so anything else?
I think that's it. That's all for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm so happy to be here with you guys and to be starting on this journey with you all. Stay well and
go practice.
Bye.
Bye.